few minutes. We're doing live with Instagram this time, which we have actually not done before, so that's going to be new. We do have our microphone set up to the one going to Facebook, so the audio might be a little bit better there. But so we're still trying to figure those things out. But hi, my name is Megan, and if you're new here to the Meet the Vendors, this is something that we try to do monthly. We took a little bit of a break during the holidays, but we're going to try to do that monthly so you guys can get to know our vendors a little bit better, the products that they offer. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions in the comments, and we'll either try to answer them as the video is going, or we'll come back later and answer those questions. So I have Deani with me today, and she is with Henry Lee Herbal Co. And she has been a vendor with us for several years. I think maybe only a couple that you haven't been to, but she's been with us for several years, and I'm going to let her talk to you about what products she makes, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Hi, everybody. So my company, I'll give you a little bit of a background. I was teaching. I'm a physical therapist by trade, and when I was teaching, we got stuck in with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was teaching online, my house, all the time, same four walls, and I was going a little bit stir crazy.
Yeah.
And I happened to come across a video about dandelions. And the individual was making salves, and I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So it was a really random day, and I'm like, well, I have lots of dandelions in my yard. I'm gonna see if I can make something.
Cool.
So I made my first product just kind of on a whim, and it was fun. And then I was like, what else can I make? And so then I kind of branched off, went into making some wine for a minute, and because I got a little apocalypto, thinking might need some backup reserves in case.
Right.
And then I started just kind of giving family and friends the product that I made, because it just was really neat. And then it just snowballed.
Okay.
It turned into, what else can I make?
Right.
What other products can I use? So
all natural products then.
All natural products. The one thing that might be different from other companies is I named my company after my kids. My kids are obviously first and foremost in my life, and we love going in the woods and adventuring and looking for things. So
foraging.
Foraging. Yeah. Foraging is the first component of it. I either grow my own or forage my own plants, except for ones obviously climate does not suitable.
Right.
And so I brought some kind of things to show you kind of the process. Okay. So with dandelions, obviously, my kids love this. My daughter loves this. We pick our own dandelions. I dry them, and then they go into containers where I store them. And then from those, I take the dried dandelions and soak them in oil. It's olive oil, because I found that seems to be the most skin sensitive. Like, I don't have a lot of sensitivities. It's a little greasy, sorry. Okay. And then that's phase 2. Usually I let them sit like that in a dark room for 6 months to a year. This one is from 2023. The more it sits, the more, if you can kind of see through the light, it's kind of hard. It gets a more vibrant color, and it really starts to take on the properties of the dandelions.
Cool.
Then they get strained and turn into oil. From the oil, I add other natural ingredients, beeswax, coconut oil. Some of my products have shea butters. All very simplistic ingredients. The goal is ingredients that people can identify. I like for them to pick up my label and know what it is. Yeah. You can read the ingredients. It's not fancy names. It's stuff that everybody can identify with. Right. And so that was really important to me, to make products that anybody could use.
Absolutely.
So then it turns into my salves and balms.
Okay. I'm sure that.
They're all sticky from my oil. Sorry about that. The dandelion was the first product, so I feel like it's my favorite, because it kind of started everything, and it is an absolutely amazing moisturizer.
Especially this time of year when all of our skin is like ultra dry.
Yes. And the nice thing about the products that I use with the coconut oils and the beeswax is they absorb into your skin, so they don't sit on the surface.
Right. So if you wash your hand, it's not completely
Yes.
gone.
When you wash, you still feel that product in your skin. Yeah. So I don't find that I'm putting it on like 20 times a day.
So I literally, earlier today, I told my husband I cannot wash my hands again because every time I'm washing my hands are literally hurting.
Yes.
So,
so I found that using that, my cuticles used to crack in the winter. They would bleed. So I can use that. I can use it on my face, my legs, my arms.
So I gotta tell another funny one. I gotta tell you another funny one on my husband. We always joke, he has really rough hands. We have a workshop and everything. He always says he has 90 grit paper that he could just use his hands. So he might need to try some of those.
It is, yes. My husband uses it. He's used it on his heels. It does have lavender and lemongrass. Also for like the skin combing, lavender is really skin combing. And so if you have a lot of redness, rosacea, or like eczema, it's really nice for that too.
Great.
And then I kind of brought a lot of our products or our salves and balms.
Okay.
That's kind of the bulk of like the main products I make. And they all have some level of medicinal property.
So can you explain a salve? Like, I guess I didn't grow up using salves.
Right.
And so in what ways would you use it? Like how much? And
the nice thing is my products, the tin looks pretty small, but they melt at body temperature. Okay. So if you put a tiny bit, it will spread across a large surface. Okay. So I find that in the beginning, I have to really tell people that because they want to just, you're used to other products when you want to scoop in and you want to lather, but this is really not necessary.
Good enough.
The benefits of salves and balms and things, and the difference between like salves and balms is really coconut to beeswax texturally. Okay. You know, is it like softer, things like that.
Right.
But they moisturize your skin, which is good for everybody. Everybody needs moisturized skin because that's our protector.
Right.
When you dry out, you open yourself for cuts, wounds, scrapes, infection. So all of my products are moisturizing at base to help. They absorb into the skin, so whatever's in them, the medicinal properties get sucked into you.
Right.
The essential oils go into your body and then they circulate and then they start doing all the things that they do.
Yeah. Instead of your body trying to get rid of the bad things, you're allowing the good things in.
Yes, it's kind of an internal healing. Yeah. So a lot of them are focused on particular ailments. Okay. My mom has rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. So after the dandelion, she's like, what can you make me? Right. I ache all the time. Yeah. And so I came up with this comfrey. Okay. And comfrey is a plant that if you've ever drove down the highway, guarantee you've seen it in rocky areas. You've probably never noticed it. It's a big fuzzy plant.
Yeah, that's nice.
And historically, it was used to heal bone fractures.
Okay.
So like way back in the day, they would take it, they would crush it up, they would put it on a broken bone, wrap it up, and it brings blood flow to the area. It helps stimulate bone growth. Okay. So for people with arthritis, it's kind of keeping that joint lubricated, and it helps to take that ache out because it draws in healthy fluids to move to the area. And so that product was designed for her. And I found that the nice thing about that is if it's a finger back, it's applicable to anything. Okay. It doesn't smell, you smelled it.
Yeah,
it's not medicinal like a Bengay.
No, it's not.
A lot of those you don't want to wear because they're kind of off-putting to people.
Yeah, I can notice it.
Where I found that any of my products I wear like out working, none of my patients have ever said, oh, you know, what do you wear? Like, they've never been put off by it.
Yeah, no, so far
they're all semi-spa type smells.
Yeah, I like that.
And then along the lines with the joint pain, she's like, well, what about muscle pain? So cayenne ginger. Cayenne ginger is naturally anti-inflammatory. It again helps bring blood flow to the area and soothe sore muscles. And so that product was just another kind of trickle down from almost everything's been a request.
That's really cool because you're solving problems and that's what
you and that's really then I take it, I look at it, and I go to the internet, lovely wild web, And I do research. I look up the plants that are going to be most applicable to that ailment.
Okay.
Then I look up all the essential oils.
Mhm.
Okay, which essential oils are anti-inflammatory?
Okay.
Which ones help with pain?
Yeah.
And then it's trial and error.
Okay.
I have a base for, you know, like how to make a balm or salve.
Right.
And then everything is just the addition of particular
The smell,
oils. Like plantain. This one, if you can see, is a greener. This is a really pretty oil, and depending if I use fresh plant or dried,
Mhm.
like sometimes the product will look different.
Yeah.
So don't let that like
Right.
weird you
Yeah.
out, because some people think, oh, well, this
Yeah.
one's really green. My last one was
Right.
lighter.
Yeah.
But it depends the season,
Mhm.
when I extract them,
Yeah.
how long they've stayed in the oil. But plantain is naturally antibacterial, antimicrobial. So the plantain was created as like our home Neosporin.
Okay.
Cuts,
See, we use a lot of
scrapes,
these.
rashes.
Yeah.
This is that my little 9-year-old comes in and she's like, I touched something weird in the yard. Now my arm's scratchy.
Right.
Okay, let's put that on.
That's very cool.
Minor cuts. You know, if it's a deep wound, obviously,
Right.
I don't advise putting something in that.
Right.
But I've burnt myself with curling iron.
Okay.
I put it on, within days it was gone.
Oh wow.
Very, very healing, soothing. Bug bites helps with scratching.
So how often? Okay, bug bites, because my kids' legs.
Bug bites are
I
bad.
don't. I can go outside for hours and. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't hit that. And I can get bit by 0 bugs, and they'll have bumps all over their legs.
Yes.
So
So
just a little bit.
yeah, it's whenever you just put a little bit, rub it in,
Mhm.
it'll smooth into your skin, and let them go about their day.
Okay.
I didn't bring it with me, but I also have a bug balm for that.
Okay. Like you would just.
Yes, you rub it on your
Yeah.
skin, and it has shea butters and waxes too. So again, it goes in, not on.
Okay.
Like off, you feel it on you feel it on your skin.
Right.
It's
right.
that tacky.
Okay.
I don't love the feeling.
I've never used it. So I don't like the smell of it.
But I have one that like absorbs in. Like I said, the goal is for it to suck into the skin,
Okay.
so that your body actually has time to use it.
Right. No, that makes sense.
When it's on the surface, you wash it off.
Right.
So 90% of your product you're paying for, you're losing.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So another one that I really, really like, and I don't have eczema,
Okay.
but a friend of mine's son, she called me, she said, I know that you make products.
Mhm.
She's like, my son has terrible eczema. He won't use the cream because it was a steroid and it hurts.
Okay.
It burned his
Burns,
skin.
yeah.
So she's like, what can you do? So I'm like, let me look. And the eczema cream I came up with is awesome because it, again, with eczema, what happens is it gets dry, it cracks, and then bacteria gets in.
Yeah.
It gets gross. It can get infected.
Yeah.
So this keeps this base layer skin moisturized enough to allow it to heal,
Okay.
while the antibacterial, antimicrobial essential oils heal it from the outside. So it
Okay.
heals, and then it keeps the skin soft, and then it
Acts
goes
like a
away.
barrier.
Mhm.
barrier
It creates
to-
a barrier, and it helps it to truly heal.
Okay.
She started using it. He didn't complain about it because it didn't hurt, and it went away.
Okay.
And now he just uses it when he kind of flares up,
Right.
which comes and goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And this time of year sometimes can be worse. I actually have one spot. I don't normally have eczema, but I have one spot right here on my finger that I know that my skin's getting really dry because it starts getting really.
Yeah, it's probably because
Red
you
right
write
there.
a lot. You
Mhm.
know, a lot of people write and
Yeah.
they break down that superficial skin
Right
barrier.
here. Yeah.
But I use it for just a really good moisturizer when I'm really, really dry.
Cool.
So like I said, like a lot of these were intended. Breathe. Vicks has a lot of chemicals in it.
Mm.
Vicks has petroleum, which is a product that you can't use when you wear oxygen. So a lot of people on oxygen, petroleum
Okay.
is considered. It can be considered flammable, and it can interact. So
Okay.
they tell you not to use petroleum products.
Right.
But a lot of people get that dry nose.
Right.
And so this was designed to be chemical free. Absolutely.
I just smell everything.
My daughter loves it because she hated this smell of Vicks.
It's not so strong that like
Yes.
knocks you out.
It kind of burns your eyes a little bit,
It
Vicks.
doesn't at all.
So I created that because she didn't like it, but I grew up where when you're sick, you put it on your
Why
feet.
do I want to lick it?
It's very, yeah, it's minty.
It's
It's
minty,
so
like a fresh mint.
like a peppermint.
Yeah, I like that.
It's really nice, and again, like you can feel it settling in when your
Mhm.
chest. So like we put it on our chest, our feet, our under your nose, wherever you kind of need it. It really helps with congestion.
And then you can see on all of her products, she has the ingredients listed on the back, and I know every single one of these ingredients. So
that was really important to me as a business owner. Like when I'm buying products, I became more conscientious due to COVID. Yeah. Because I was kind of thinking, you know, what happens if they can't make things that I need? And, you know, and then I was like, well, what is in the products that I use?
How would I make this myself?
And I started looking, I'm like, whoa, there are a lot of chemicals in the products I'm putting on my body. And so when I started to create them, I wanted people to pick it up and quickly be like, yep. Okay, I get that. So that was kind of a really important thing. Another thing we do is I do make essential oil rollers, different blends. This one's for headaches. It's great because it's portable. You rub it on your temples, on your wrists, on your neck, and it really helps to kind of calm the body down. It's what's called a nervine, so they naturally relax the body, and then they also reduce all the extra blood flow to the area. So when you get that kind of helps draw that away to alleviate that pressure.
Very cool. I mean, I don't see how there would be someone watching this that doesn't need one of these things, because this is all just really common things that people deal with on a day-to-day basis. They don't need to.
Right. Yeah. I keep one of them. I have them stacked.
Yeah. I love the packaging too. This is totally off topic, but your packaging is beautiful.
Thank you. A friend of mine created it for me. Wow. And we like the tins because in the tins, they keep the product shelf stable for years. Oh. So that's the other thing. If you buy one of these products, it's nothing that you're going to have to use within a short period of time. Right. They last a long time. So I just keep these kind of stacked in my bathroom.
I like the size because you can drop that in your purse. Yes. I mean, it's not like a big or bulky. It's a nice flat.
We also have the little sizes. Yeah. So a couple of my products that I keep a dandelion in my purse all the time for, like I said, it's my lotion. It's my go-to lotion. And then one I didn't bring is my husband gets cold sores. I don't get cold sores, but he does. And Abreva is so expensive. Very, very expensive. Again, when I researched it, it has alcohol that actually dries it out.
That doesn't make sense.
People are thinking, oh, it's drying up, it's good. Then it cracks and gets more infected. So it creates this, it delays the healing. So I made one that moisturizes, but also heals with antibacterial, antiviral essential oils. So as soon as he feels, he says it tingles. I don't know about this. He puts it on. He doesn't get them. And so, but this size is really nice for a purse. So all of my products in the tins come in like a 1 ounce. Or the 2.
Yeah, because I started carrying one of those. It's not actually a purse. It's just like the side bag.
The pouches.
The pouch in the front is basically the size of a what is this, fanny pack? Yeah. So that is.
Those are a perfect purse size.
And then these too, obviously.
The essential oil rollers. I usually carry those, and I carry some of the little ones. And then, like I said, these I keep in my medicine cabinet. But for the ones I don't use very often, like the Breathe, it's like cold season.
Right.
I've had a tin for like a year.
Oh, wow.
Because you really don't use a lot of the product, which is
it doesn't have all the filler that the other products have a lot of filler in them, but you don't need the filler because it's all natural ingredients.
Right. Everything in there is concentrated and useful. It's purposeful. It has a specific purpose.
That's the way it should be. That is exactly the way it should be. I'm going to check and see who all we have here. Carolyn's there. Becky. Hi, Becky. Brenda, if you have questions, we'll try to come back and check those. The text is really small, so it's kind of hard to read here.
I can't read it from here.
We'll come back and answer any questions you have. But she has shared a lot of information about her products and how useful they are. And also, it's so cool that you can use them for so long, too. And the more you use it, the more you realize, oh, this works for this, and this works for that, too. So.
Yes. I've had a lot of customers. It's interesting. Sometimes I always will have a sample at the shows so that people, because some people want to smell it, they want to feel it, they want to know what it's going to be like.
And I'm a smeller, so I would be like...
My favorite story is I had a gentleman with his wife, and he was very apprehensive. You could tell she was like, and he's like, I don't believe this works. I said, let's make a deal. I said, how about you put some on, you go shop, and you come back. He had arthritis in his hands, and I was telling him about my comfrey, and he's like, okay. And I said, and if it works, you come back and buy it.
Yeah.
And he said, deal.
Yeah.
And he put it on
Mhm.
and he went back like 45 minutes later. He
Mhm.
came back and he goes, I can't believe it.
Oh,
I thought you
that's so
were
cool.
lying to me. And he goes, it feels so much better. He
That
bought
gave me
3 of
confidence.
them. He bought 3 of them. And he's like, I have to tell everybody about
Oh,
this.
that's awesome.
And that was one of those, that's
is
what
why-
you want.
yeah,
that's
what you
why you do what you do.
Exactly.
And so that was a really cool
That
moment
was
for
really,
me.
really, really cool. Okay, so we've talked about your products,
Mhm.
and you mentioned that the name of your business comes from your boys, or not boys.
Well,
kids.
my son and daughter.
Son and
So
daughter.
my son is Pearson Henry, and my daughter's Piper Lee.
Oh, okay.
So I took their middle names, and that's
Yeah.
where the Henry Lee came from.
Very cool. So how do they feel about your business? Do they think it's really cool?
My son's 17.
Well,
He is a 17-year-old.
yeah.
He'll use my products. He's a hockey player. He uses the muscle rub
Okay.
all the time
Yeah.
because he gets sore. He
Right.
gets beat up.
Yeah.
My daughter loves helping. She loves finding the plants,
Yeah.
and it's cute. She actually knows the plant names.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she'll go and she'll be like, Mom, this is plantain. This is
Yeah.
for blah, blah, blah.
Oh, cool.
And she also likes helping me with packaging. So one thing I always tell people, if you see a crooked label, know that somebody's putting them on by hand.
Yeah.
It matters.
Yeah.
It's a small business, and I do let her help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's important that she gets to be a part of it,
Mhm.
and she loves it. She loves
Yeah.
sitting with me. I have a room in my house
Right.
that's my room with all my plants and oils,
Yeah.
and it's just a really nice time for us. And she's getting to learn how to make a product,
Mhm.
which I think is really important for
Yeah.
kids to learn how to
And
do.
learning about ingredients, because that's not something, when I was growing up, no one ever talked about ingredients. You just
No.
went and bought the snack cakes and you bought,
Yes.
convenience. It was all
Yes,
about
that's
convenience.
true.
But I love that now, the past few years, I mean, really since COVID, I think people are starting to really think more and be more conscientious about the things that they're buying.
Yes. I think COVID changed people's mentality.
Yeah, that's probably the only positive thing.
Yes.
So obviously that came
It
out,
really did.
but
People, I've heard that a lot. Like,
Mhm.
I've been seeking more
Mhm.
all natural alternatives. How
Right.
can I get rid of a pill?
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to take a pill for pain.
Yeah.
What if I can use a cream
Mhm.
that's not going to interact with other medicine?
Or they may even find the medicine they've been on for years no longer works or really never worked. So they're
True.
looking for something that, is going to actually work. So
Yeah.
I love that your products can do that. Very, very
Thank
cool.
you.
Okay, so as far as business goes, what would you say is one challenge that you deal with as a small business owner?
I would say the biggest one is all natural products are expensive to make. And I feel like people they can go to Walmart and they can buy a tin of something similar, say, for $2.
Right.
And maybe my product's $15 or whatever.
Right.
And trying to get people to see the value in the natural products.
Right.
I feel like that is a tricky one,
definitely.
and especially with the economy, because I know it's tough and it's a rough situation. But I try to reiterate to them, like I said, it doesn't look like a lot of product, but it lasts a long time.
Yeah.
So other products you're using more because you're not getting as much concentration.
You may buy 3 or 4 of those when you only need one of these.
So really it does work itself out. But I feel like that's one of the challenges, and also just getting your name out there.
Yeah.
I've never been one to want to push things on people.
Right.
Like I've always kind of liked them to naturally
see how it works.
Gravitate towards me.
Yeah.
Ask me, hey, I want to know about this.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit tricky, I think.
Yeah. I think though too, being able to set up at shows, not just ours, but any show, being able to sample them is when you would really be able to.
That's a lot of, I feel like, and people really like that education.
Oh yeah.
I'm amazed.
I'm amazed. I did not realize. Like I knew you used ingredients that you went out and found, but I did not realize the science behind it. Like this is science, really.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of research. The learning process has been so much fun though. Yeah. It's like, and the plants, like
it has to be empowering. Like honestly, I feel like a little more empowered.
I feel really good about what I put out, and so for me, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's not a burden. It feels like just a really good thing to do.
That's the way business should be.
It should.
Sometimes it's not. There's a whole lot of stress involved.
Yes,
but that's when you have to bring it back to this.
Right. You got to remind yourself at the end of the day, all the other stuff doesn't matter, because when you can give people a good product that you're comfortable with and you know is good for them, it feels good.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Well, if there's any questions, I don't know that I've seen any. I see Brenda. Hi, Brenda.
I was gonna say I just see names.
And Marissa. And I can't really read this very well. But sorry, I don't have the greatest vision. But anyway, if you have any questions, we'll come back and read those later. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions. So as far as Minted Vintage Market goes, what do you do to prepare for an event like that?
Oh, yes. So Minted Vintage is like I'm a one person thing.
Right.
I have to start like a month earlier, and I really like to keep my products fresh.
Right.
Obviously they're shelf stable, but I like it to be made. So I try to make them as fresh as possible right up to the shows, so that they're getting the freshest product they can get.
Right.
So
when they ask you how long will this last, you're like, well, you know how long it'll last.
Oh yeah,
you just made it.
Years, but it's fresh to them, so it's always good. Obviously it's no different if it's not, because it's in the sealed containers, but it's just a lot of making product, kind of thinking about display, and you know, I'm a packaging person. I'm an eye catcher. Like I want things to stand out, so I draw their attention to there. So kind of thinking about what would interest people, what would make them want to inquire about these products.
I like that. So I know we've talked about your products some, but what is a favorite, what do people go for first, I guess, when they go?
So I always look at, after the fact, I have a tracking system to kind of look, and the two that I sell the absolute most of are dandelion, for sure. Like I said, I get a lot of nurses who are like, oh, my hands are so cracked. So like healthcare friends, it's a great gift for healthcare friends. I didn't bring it today, but magnesium spray.
Okay.
That's another one.
Magnesium lately,
Magnesium is a fascinating thing that I did not know I needed in my life. So there's 300 body processes that utilize it. How food is processed these days, it's processed out, so we don't really get it by what we intake. So most people are deficient.
Right. Okay.
Lack of magnesium helps with digestion, nerve function. It can help with period cramps. It can help with headaches. It can help with digestion issues, sleep, anxiety, depression, all these things. And so when you take the pill, a lot of people, the doctors prescribe you a pill.
Right.
You lose a lot of it. It's like, have you ever heard them say vitamins are expensive urine?
Oh.
Like in the healthcare, we say that because you end up not getting as much of the product. So they prescribe you, say, 3 pills because you're to really get 1.
Okay.
And with magnesium spray, you spray it in your body. It goes directly into your skin. It doesn't go through the digestive tract, so there's no GI upsets. Like some people get like nausea from the pills. And it just helps to make your nerves, your muscles all work better. So I would say those two. TikTok really started the magnesium spray
that's
trend.
where I saw it.
And then like when you start to tell people why, they're like, so what do I need that for?
Right, yeah.
And the why of knowing all the things.
And you can identify issues that you have, and then you can pick, like, so maybe if it had to do with period cramps, which a lot of us would have to deal with, and you try it during that time, and then you realize, okay, that worked, then, you know, you can go from there and see what else.
My husband has restless leg, and he sprays it on his cats at night. And so when he goes to sleep, he doesn't have that twitching, or he said sometimes that tingling.
It's a little more relaxed.
It kind of calms that down. And so it's something he keeps at his bedside. Every night, sprays it on, goes to bed, and it's easy. That's the other thing, is it's easy.
That's easier to me than ingesting something.
Yes. I'd rather just spray something on than have to take a pill. I don't love taking pills. I can do it, but I don't love it. So it's kind of nice that it's not. And like I said, you get 100% of the product that you put on.
I saw something the other day, your skin is an organ. It's actually your largest organ.
The largest organ in the body.
Yeah, so that totally makes sense.
And so anything that you can absorb, like I said, the products, when they get into you, they'll circulate. It's just breaking through that skin barrier. And so many products have so many chemicals to preserve them that they don't break that skin barrier. They do sit on the surface. So maybe a little bit will sneak in, but not nearly the amount of product that is intended.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what's your favorite product maybe to make and then maybe to use.
Dandelion always comes back as my favorite
Yeah.
to use because it's the only one I would use every day.
Okay.
Because I need moisturizing
Right.
every single day.
Yeah.
So, favorite to make, I don't know. I really like all of them.
Yeah.
Because when I'm really stressed, I can go into my salve room, I call it,
Yeah.
and shut my door,
I like that.
put on calming music, and the smells.
Mm.
Oh, it's like walking into a spa.
Yeah.
Because all the essential oils
Yeah.
are just floating around, and it's so calming.
Mm.
So to me, it's my comfort place.
Yeah.
I've had a bad day, I can go down and make some products, and it's just really a labor of love.
Yeah.
And it helps wash everything away because I get all the benefits of smelling it in and
I love that.
making them. And so it's just, I like making all of them. I like making them all. The eczema's fun because you whip it. And it starts with like a 2-pound block of shea butter.
Okay.
And like as you whip it, yes, solid shea butter, and then you whip it and it fluffs up.
Oh.
And so it's a lot of fun. It kind of looks like whipped cream.
Okay, cool. Well,
And so that's just
I wanted to lick this.
It's
so
kind of a fun one to make because you watch it go from this hard block to like this big fluffy.
Yeah.
And kind of I use like an icing container,
icing
bag to
yeah.
pipe it in, and so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And my daughter likes,
yeah.
she likes doing that part.
That's really cool. I love that. I think you may be the first person I've talked to that is just, because sometimes when you're running a business and you make products over and over and over, you kind of get tired of them. But you sound like you don't, and I love.
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
That's always been my fear. Like as I've looked to expand.
Right.
Like, do I want to? How big do I want to go?
Right.
You know, because I have a full-time job, so this is just like a bonus.
Right.
This is what I call my fun money.
Yeah.
So like it's not stressful, but that was always my fear. I don't want to get to where I stop loving it because I feel when you transition from loving what you do to not, then it becomes a job.
You get burnout.
It doesn't become something you love.
Yeah, I know that from experience. You get burnout, really.
You do.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you love something. And so I haven't hit that point. So to me, it's never not been fun yet.
Good.
Maybe someday it might, but right now I'm good.
Yeah. I love that. All right. Well, I think that unless you have anything else that you would want to add.
I can't think of it, and I can check like with you. We can look. So if you have any questions, even specifics, I'm on Facebook. I have a website, henryleeherbalco.com, and so I can answer any questions because some people might have saw a product that, hey, I think I might like that. Let me inquire, so I can make sure to get with you and answer any questions that anybody might have.
So once this is actually posted and on our feed, then one of us can comment and put a link to your website. That way you can just go directly to her website there, and then also on our website where we list out all of our vendors for our spring event, there will be links there, and that will link to her website there as well. So hopefully that'll be helpful, but feel free to ask questions. I'm sure she will love to answer your questions, and I'll try to help as I can. But we're getting really excited about the spring market, which is coming up on April 12th. We're a little earlier this year because of Easter being that next weekend, but it'll actually work out great because you have Easter, and then Mother's Day is going to be the next month, so it's a great time to be looking for gifts. And these make perfect little
they make perfect little gifts. And I will do custom orders. So I've had people contact me for office like gifts for their coworkers, and I can create bundles based on. You can give me a budget. And you can, and then I kind of create a package, and so I could do custom type gifts.
That's a really
and
good
so
idea for Mother's
that's
Day.
a really nice thing. Like if you say, hey, this is kind of things she likes or what she might need, and then I just curate a little package, and that's always been a fun option for people.
So go ahead and start making your lists, and then you can reach out to her and try to plan that ahead of time, or you can chat about it at the market as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so we will go ahead and finish up our live. We'll make this available on our feed, and then I will also link this on YouTube and on our website. So if you ever want to go back and check it out, you can find it on our website as well. So we hope you guys have a great day. Lots more information to come about our spring market. Lots of plans are underway. We have a couple more things that we need to nail down, and then we'll be able to share with you our theme and other exciting things that we're going to have at the spring market for the first time. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and with all this weather, it's snowing right now still. we're really looking forward
Yes.
to spring.
Yes.
I just was actually telling my youngest on the way to school this morning, we haven't seen the ground for a while. Now, we love snow. We actually play, we got a big hill in our backyard that we play in the snow, my whole family, and we have fun in it, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I like both. I've had my fill.
Yeah.
We've done some sled riding,
Yeah.
and
You
it's
can only-
okay.
you can
I'm
only do
okay
so-
to let the snow
You
go.
can only do so much of that before your muscles are really tired and then you need.
Yes,
you need
I
to move on.
realized that after the first time back that I was like,
Yeah.
whoo.
Woo, yeah. I'm not 12 anymore. But.
No, exactly.
Well, anyway, you guys have a great day, and we will talk with you soon.
Thank you.
Gotta figure out how to do the end now.